Hello everyone. Today we'll be solving the Red Tomato Tools linear programming problem, aggregate planning. This is from the supply chain management book of Sunil Chopra by Pearson. Okay, first of all, if we look into the problem, I have highlighted some of the key points here. Here, the inventory, here it is telling us to keep the inventory in January. Okay, the beginning inventory in January will be 1000 tools, and the beginning inventory of employees, the starting number of employees, that is 80 employees. Okay, this is the demand they have given. Okay, in January, February, March, together we see there are 6 months demand that is given here. Okay, and we see there are some demand seasonality here. Okay, in January it is 1600, and in March it becomes a double. Okay, so these are the actually things that we need to consider: the material cost, inventory holding cost, marginal cost for stock out or block out. This is actually the cost that we will be incurring to if we do not have uh, stock as per demand. Hiring and training cost. If we hire someone new in the workforce, then we have to incur a uh, cost of $300 per worker. Layoff cost. If I hire someone, then I have to pay $500 per worker. Labor hour required 4 hour per unit. Okay, to manufacture on unit, I need to work 4 hours. Regular time cost $4 per hour. Overtime cost $6 per hour. Cost of subcontracting contracting is $30 per unit, which means we have subcontracting facility, and in that case, in that case, I have to pay $30 per unit. Okay, so the plant has total 20 working days this month. So every employee is working for 20 working days every month. They earn $4 per hour, that was given here, uh, and every day the employees work for 8 hours. Okay, so altogether 8 into 20, so 160 hours of regular working per employee per month. Okay, so no employees are working, no employees works more than 10 hours of overtime per month. So here is a constant we see that every employee can work only 10 hours per month. Okay, on top of the regular on 60 hours of time. Then here are some other information like no limit on subcontracting, inventory, and stock out. Okay, so here it is. It, and here is another constant given that Red Tomato to end June with at least 500 units. So which is the end of our production planning cycle. Okay, there are 6 months planning we need to consider. Okay, in end we need to consider another 500 on top of this 2200. So these are the points. Okay, so I have taken it into a Excel format. Okay, this is the Excel format. Okay, I have taken the demand here. Okay, January to June. This is the demand. Okay, I to for the age of calculation, I have taken all this information here. Material cost. Material cost is $10 per unit, which is given there. $10 per unit. Then inventory holding cost $2 per unit per month. Marginal cost of stock out $5 per unit per month. Hiring and training cost is $300 per worker. Layoff cost $500 per worker. Labor hour required to produce 1 unit of tool, that is 4. Regular time cost 4. Overtime 6. These are the information that is given. Now there are some information was given, that is beginning workforce will be 80. So at the beginning of the period we have 80 people who are working in the organization. Beginning inventory, I have an inventory of 1000 pieces, that is also given in the problem, and ending inventory is 500 end of June. So here we have calculated the regular work hour per month per employee, and maximum overtime is 10 hour per employee. Labor hour required per unit is 4. Regular working day 20. Regular work hour is 8. So unit produced by an employee with the regular hour, okay, not the overtime. In the regular hour, one employee can produce 40 units of product every month. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the problem and find out what are the decision variables here. Okay. Decision variables are how many workforce I will be planning. What is the number of employee I will be working with. If I want to do some layoff, okay, I mean someone I don't want them to, be in my workforce. If I want to, what is the number of product I want to manufacture? What is the inventory I'll be holding? And if I knowingly consider any stock out, like for the sake of business, if there is any stock out I can consider. Then subcontract, if I want to subcontract something, and finally what is the overtime I want my employees to work. Okay, these are the decision variables. Okay, so accordingly I have taken these things. Okay, so number of employees that will be hired, laid off, workforce is the current number of employee, overtime, inventory, stock out, subcontract, and production, and then the demand finally. So here I have taken it with a 0 because we have some beginning inventory, and keeping it in 0, it will actually help us to understand the scenario here. Here, so the number of hired, it will be what? These numbers are actually our decision variables. Okay, we'll be deciding what is the number I'll be considering for this 6 months period. Okay, so I have taken the same thing into this plot. Here there is no 0 timeline here because 0 doesn't have any cost. Okay, so here in this problem, what is my objective is to reduce the cost. Okay, these costs will be D5 multiplied by hiring cost. What is my hiring cost? Hiring cost is $300. Okay, let's block it with F4. Okay, so every person I hire, that will be adding me $500. Similarly, for layoff will be number of person I am laying off multiplied by 500. Let's block it with F4. Okay, I logged it. So this is it. Regular work cost. What is the regular work hour cost? Okay. Regular work hour cost would be is equal to number of people multiplied by number of hours they will be working. How many hours they work in a month? That is 160. Let's log it with function 4. And what is their cost per hour? That is for regular time cost is 4. Okay, let's press F4 to lock it. Fine. Let's drag it. Okay. Okay. Now overtime is something that the number of overtime that I am working, then multiplied by what is the overtime cost per hour, that is 6. F4 to lock it, then drag it down. Inventory similarly is the number of inventory I am holding multiplied by inventory holding cost is 2, and function 4 to lock it. Okay, then drag it down. Okay, stock out situation. Similarly, stock out multiplied by the stock out cost. Okay, S4, then drag that. Subcontracting cost is equal to number of subcontract into cost of subcontracting. F4, we remember to put this F4 because if we do not put F4, then the value will not be the same. Okay, if you see here, this one is logged here. Then production is the number of material we produce multiplied by production cost, so which is actually the material cost. Let's F4. Fine. So here we have considered all the cost here. In this problem, we have 4 major constants which are workforce, inventory, production, and overtime. Okay. So we'll be doing the workforce constant calculation first. Okay. This is the workforce constant. Workforce will be what? Today's workforce is equal to the ending balance of workforce plus the number of people I hired minus the number of people I laid off. So to put the thing in this format, like we will be solving this problem in solver Excel. So Excel doesn't work this way. Okay, it will be easier if we put this equation into a format like WT1 plus HT minus LT minus WT, okay, is equal to 0. If we put in that format, then it becomes easier for Excel to calculate. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so here the workforce is equal to what? Last month's workforce plus the number of people I have hired this month minus the number of people I have laid off this month, and since I am bring this workforce of today, I mean this month, there is this month to this side, so it will be minus. So minus today's workforce. is equal to 0. So to know it later on, I have kept this remarks here, so it will be is equal to 0. This inventory is the most uh, critical on that we need to focus on. So what is the inventory? Okay, like if we consider what will be the inventory of current month. Inventory of current month will be the ending inventory of last month plus production of this month plus subcontracting quantity of this month. So altogether is the inventory of this month, right? And if we put it with the equation, then it should be what? The entire quantity should be total of our current month's demand, then plus if I have any stock out situation, I mean I had any stock out situation last month. Why I am taking this? Because this is not actually a pure arithmetic. Okay. Suppose I have taken last month's stock, that is last month inventory. So I also have to take last month's stock out. We have to consider the stock out of last month also. So demand plus last month stock out plus current month's inventory minus current month's stock. If you see, actually this is a balance. Okay, this is a balance. Just this is coming new. Okay, last month's inventory, current month's inventory, last month's stock out, current month's stock out, this month's production, and this month's subcontracting is the demand. So if you consider these, you see these three are actually current things. Okay, others are the result of last month, like last month inventory, last month's stock out, plus if we plus minus, then it becomes inventory of this month's along with these. Okay, minus the stock out of current month. So let's do this into Excel. So inventory would be what? Okay, let's put it in the format first. Okay, in the same format first. Is equal to inventory of last month. Inventory of last month is this. Then what? Plus production of current month. Plus subcontracting of current month. Then this is the first part, right? Now what is in the next part? Okay, that is our demand. So let's keep it in a minus, then keep it in a bracket. Suppose we have brought the entire equation into this side. So what will be there? Like if we bring it into this side, then then there will be minus, and if we consider it within a bracket, then the equation will be same. Okay, equation will be equal to 0. So let's keep everything same. Just keep it in this side and do it with a minus. Okay, I have done this, added this minus and kept it under a bracket. Okay, so what is DT? DT is the demand. Okay, this month's demand. Okay. Then what? Current month's stock out. Sorry, last month's stock out. This is P minus 1, which is last month's stock out. So it would be plus last month stock out plus current month's inventory. Then what? Minus current month's stock out minus current month's stock. Let's close the bracket. So if we calculate all this, the result will be 0. The equation would be 0. So I have kept it here so that we understand this during solving the problem into the solver. Okay. Now drag it for the entire thing. Okay. Now let's go to the production constant. This is comparatively easier. Production can be what? To this month's production can be the number of products that can be manufactured by one employee, one worker, times the number of employees that is working, right? Plus, if there is any overtime, so the number of hours people are working overtime divided by 4, which is required to manufacture one product. So let's do it. Is equal to what is the number of product that on labor can manufacture? That is this 40, right? So let's lock it with F4. This will be multiplied by number of my workforce. This will be multiplied by number of my workforce. Okay. Then plus what will be the number of product that someone we will be getting from overtime? The hours. This is the overtime hours. Divide 4. Okay. So this is the equation here. Now, for the sake of solving it in Excel, we have to bring this PT into this side. If we bring this PT into this side, then it will be minus. Then it will be minus production, which is this. Okay. So now you see this 40 WT plus OT divide 4. This is the possible number of units that I can manufacture. Okay, and this is the actual number of equipment that I have manufactured for a particular time. So this will always be lower than the possible thing, because suppose 100 tools is possible, I have manufactured maybe 90. So these will always be equal to or less than the possibility. So this is actually should be equal to or less than this number. So if we minus this from the possibility here, then it will be greater than or equal to 0, because this number is suppose 100. Okay, this is 90. So if we deduct it, it will be 10. So it should be always greater than or equal to 0. It cannot be less than 0. Okay. So let's close it here and bring it down. So, and I have kept it in the notes so that we understand the formula later on when we solve it in the solver. Okay, let's go to the overtime. Overtime is also very easy. Okay, overtime, what can be the overtime number? That is 10 multiplied by number of people working. Because we have this constant here, maximum overtime hour per labor per month is 10. So is equal to the number of workforce multiplied by maximum overtime and then log it. So this is the maximum number of overtime then that we can have, okay, in a month. So let's go back to the equation. This is overtime. So if we bring it to this side, if we bring this to this side, then it will be minus 40. So minus overtime, and again like production, it will be, this is the possible number of hours of overtime and this is the actual overtime. So it will always be less, I mean greater than or equal to 0, because the possibility is always better than the actual number. So here, okay, let's drag it down. So we are almost done. I have done another thing here. Okay, these are the numbers that I have already described earlier. To what is our goal here? To minimize these costs. Okay, to minimize this entire cost. So to keep it in a same cell, I have made this thing like total cost. In this cell we will be getting the entire cost of this working. Okay, so let's go to solver now. Let's go to solver now. Okay, to go to solver, need to go to data tab. Here is the solver. If you do not have this solver, yeah, don't worry. Let me show you how to find this solver. Okay, this is an add-in which comes with Excel, but it is not pre-activated. So you have to go to Files, then Options, Add-ins. Okay, for Excel add-ins, go there. You see, this is solver add-ins. I have it ticked in. So maybe you are not having it ticked. So tick it and press OK. Then you will be having this solver here. Okay. Here, my objective. Okay. Here it is telling me to set the objective. My objective is what? To reduce this cost. This is the total cost, and my objective is to reduce this total cost. Okay, to reduce, that is mean. Okay, I want to minimize this cost. Fine. By changing what? My decision variables are here. Okay, these are my decision variables. Fine. Now I have to add the constants here. So let's add it. Add my workforce is equal to 0. I have kept it in notes so that it becomes easy at this part. Okay. So let's add this. Okay. Then my inventory part, this has to be equal to 0. Like I kept the note here. Okay. Then add it. Okay. Then my production. Okay. These are the production values. It has to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. Then over time, this sales has to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, these are the things. These are the four major constants that we had. We have added those. Now you see all these things: workforce, overtime. Okay, everything can be in decimal numbers also. Okay, because maybe I have produced half of one unit. Okay, so it can be in decimal numbers. But this hiring and laid off, okay, it cannot be in decimal. So I have to declare them that these are integer. Okay, so it has to be integer. So if it is integer, then workforce will also be integer because it cannot hire half of one person. Okay? So these the hiring and laid off are integer. I have to declare that. Okay. Then we had another constant that ending inventory, which is these, has to be greater than or equal to what? Equal to 500. Add. And if you understand this equation, then you can see that we cannot consider any stock out in this last. So these has to be 0. Okay, and we are done. Let's solve it. Okay, yeah, we are solved. Okay, this is the optimum number. This is the minimum cost that we can incur considering all those things. Thanks for watching.